Patrick Luncheon celebration. I'm Lucas Tyndale. We're here at Lucas Live Media. We're excited to be here with you guys today. We have some great people coming on today. We're going to do some interviews. We're going to talk to the people. We're going to get this energy going, and we're going to have a great time. And then we're going to come back here at 12 p.m. and we're going to do the live luncheon. You guys will be able to see the full celebration. You'll be able to see the wonderful guest speakers, and you'll be able to celebrate with us. If Stephanie Patrick has ever meant anything to you, you want to stay tuned, you want to tune in, you want to be here. You don't want to miss a moment of this. Share your comments, share your love, share this broadcast with somebody. And if you're watching by replay, we thank you guys for being here, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, wherever you're watching from. We thank you for being here at Lucas Live Media. We're excited to bring this to you here in collaboration with C-Town Radio. You guys stay tuned for a great show. I have a great guest coming up. She's well known all over the city. Now, she has a ward that she represents, but she represents the whole city of Canton. If you see her, you know her. If you know her, you love her. Let's welcome to the show the wonderful Miss Chris Smith. Come on down.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm real good.
Wonderful.
Yes,
glad to have you here today.
I am glad to be here for such a grand celebration.
Yes. So when you think about Miss Patrick and her impact on this city, what comes to mind for you?
You know what comes to mind to me? And this might sound strange, but it's so perfect fitting. Miss Stephanie Rushin Patrick reminds me of what we learned in school about a noun.
A noun.
A noun.
Okay.
You know, just like she taught us.
Okay.
A noun is the name of a person, place or
thing.
thing.
All right.
And
all
what's
right.
so grand about that is when it comes to the name of a person,
yes,
who else better fitting than Stephanie Rushin Patrick?
Yes.
And then when we think about the name of a noun is the name of a person, place, just think about Allen School.
Allen's, what a
That's
legacy
the place.
that was.
Yes, what a legacy that was.
Yes.
And for a person such as herself to follow in those footsteps of the Allen School.
Yes.
But I tell you what's so grand about it, what makes me think about it, like I told him yesterday, Stephanie is a generational educator. Because she's had
a lot of your family members.
She's had my brother, she's had my kids, she's had my grandkids, and now she got my great grands.
But what you don't have no great kids. No,
yes.
You got great grands.
Yeah,
okay, but you're looking good.
Yes,
with the great grands.
You.
Yes, all right.
Yes. But what I like about it, my great grandkids would know that name. If they ever roll past it, and what's so grand about it, they can say, that was my grandma's friend.
That's
or
right.
I had her.
That's a great point.
You know, yes.
Because we rolled past schools for years.
That's right.
And we were in these buildings with no idea.
No
was
idea
it George Washington? Was it Booker T. Washington?
That's right.
Whose school was this? We just had like
saying.
a Washington.
And
but
then
to know
they
the
could,
person.
yes, and then they could say, I had her.
Yes.
You know, and it would be a legacy well known in this community. You know, to have a school named after you, that is a great momentum in itself.
Huge.
Yes, you know. And you know what? I'm just so excited because we really know this person.
Right.
You know?
Like, I know her. It's not just a picture on the wall. So many of us have been through a building, a library, a museum, a school, and you see a picture on the wall of a person you've never known.
Never known.
You may have read about in a history book. But right now, we have a living legend amongst us here today, and we're here to celebrate her.
Yes.
Chris, you are someone who represents the Fourth Ward.
Yes.
This school is in your ward.
That school is in my ward, and I went to that school. I went to the Allen School.
Yes.
But to have it named after a person such as Miss Patrick, I mean, it's just amazing.
Yes.
It's amazing, you know, and what a tribute, you know, to just know this person. You know, we think about it, and I kept telling her even last night, I kept saying, and I know you.
And I know you. You're a real person. You're right here. I'm talking to you. I can touch you and hug you and love you and give her flowers. If you were to give her flowers now, and if she were to watch this back and you just wanted to share some love with her, what would you say to her?
I would say, you know what, Steph? Congratulations. I'm just so proud to know you and to be in this time in our lives where we both can see and enjoy the flowers that you're receiving on this weekend.
Yes.
And I just appreciate everything that you have ever done for me, my family, and this whole community. You are loved and will continue to be loved. Congratulations, and I love you, Miss Patrick.
Woo! All right. Thank you so much, Miss Chris. You could take that microphone right over there. We have some wonderful others coming up. That was the wonderful Chris Smith, Councilwoman of the Fourth Ward. She has been representing the Fourth Ward for many years, doing great work. If you know her, you love her. If you see her coming, you know it's her because she doesn't walk, she struts. She moves, she grooves, she glides. I didn't know if she wore skates or shoes. She glides when she walks. So we're so excited to have her. We may even talk to her again before the night is over. We're so glad to have her. Thank you so much. We have two other wonderful people coming on down. You two, come on in, come on down. If you two could both let the people know your names and what brings you here today. Why are you guys here?
Okay, good morning. I'm Mary Adams. I teach at Lehman Middle School.
I'm Ellen Camper. I'm a core sub at Lehman Middle School, and I work with Stephanie every day.
I love it. I love it. So, Mary, what made you say this is something that I have to be at? Why are you here? What makes you feel like I don't want to miss this moment?
Because we love Stephanie, and this is a true dedication to her for someone that's dedicated her entire life
Yeah.
to the children and the people of Canton.
Yes.
So we just want to be here with Stephanie, show our appreciation,
Yes.
and be with our friends.
I love it. Today is going to be a special day. And Miss Camper, you've worked with kids for many years as well as a sub. You say you work with her every day. What's that mean? What's it like working with her every day now? Because she's been retired for some years, but she's still working.
Right, she's still working. We work together. We have an office together. We just hang out. We have a good time. We have laughs. And we complain about the kids when they get on our last nerves.
All the kids out there, if you're watching, hey, it's
We
their
know
turn.
Yeah.
Y'all know what it is. You know what's going
We
on.
love you,
They
but
love you.
still.
But there's days where you're just on their last nerve, not their first nerve, not their second nerve, but their last nerve. But they still love you,
That's right.
and that's why they're there. When you think about someone having a school named after them, and I'll start with you, Ms. Kipper. You think about someone having a school named after them. What does that mean? How big of a legacy? What kind of stamp does that make on the community?
Well, I feel that she has done a tremendous job as being a teacher, a principal, and now a sub. So, I mean, she has the legacy. She
Yes.
deserves it. She's been doing this over 30 something years, and she's good at it, and she loves the kids. So, well,
She's been around a long time. She was a
Well,
student in Canton City
she
Schools
was a student,
and continued on.
but she didn't. I think she went to Kent State for a little bit
Mhm.
and did work there.
Okay.
And then she came
Back, isn't it?
as
Yes.
because she was a teacher. Then she went to Kent, and then she came back as a principal.
Right.
So yeah, it's over 30 something years. I think it said 33.
Well, 30, 40, 50, that's a long time she's been here serving kids.
That's a long time.
And anybody
but
who knows her
still.
knows, as Miss Chris Smith was saying, people have seen generations of children and families come through her love, her legacy, her building, her school. Allen was Miss Patrick's school, right? She dominated. And to you, when you think about her impact in a building as a presence, as someone who impacted the teachers and the students, what do you think about someone who had such an aura and such a large energy as she came through the building?
Well, Stephanie has a presence.
Yes.
No matter where it is. So, but we laugh because Stephanie has people that she has had as parents,
Right.
that
they were her students once.
Right, they were students.
And now they're
so-
back as parents.
Right. But she just, she has a great influence.
Yes. It's a big deal what she's done and what she means to this community. We're so excited. Thank you both for coming on and sharing with us here in this live broadcast. You guys go enjoy your time. You can set that mic right over there. Thank you
Okay.
guys. Enjoy your time here
Thank
today.
you.
Thank you both
Bye-bye.
so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have more great people coming today to celebrate with us. Again, if you're out there, throw in your comments, share your love, share your memories about Miss Patrick. Was she your teacher? Was she your kids' teacher? Was she your principal? Did she ever discipline you? She's a disciplinarian, right? And I think about discipline. When I think about discipline, I think about what it really means is I used to work with kids for many years also in the city of Canton. Shout out to all the kids that I worked with all those years and all those parents and all just many years. It was over 15 years. And I had the pleasure of seeing Miss Patrick in action. Okay, so I got to see her too because as a part of my role in early childhood, sometimes I had to drive the bus, the daycare bus. And even when I was an administrator, sometimes somebody would call off and I'd take the keys and go drive buses. And I remember going to Allen many, many days. And I'll tell you, if somebody got on that bus and they were acting up even for me, and I was a disciplinarian, Miss Patrick would pull those kids off that bus and she would take them back in that school. And I would say, Miss Patrick, they're in my care now. They're in my care, custody, and control, Miss Patrick. I got this. I can take care of it. I can handle it because I'm a disciplinarian too. She said, no, honey, these are my kids right now. We still on my property. We were still at Allen Elementary, now Stephanie Rushin Patrick Elementary. She was there and she pulled those kids back in. She called parents. She did what she needed to do. to make a difference with those kids and to make sure we were good. So we have more stories. We're going to have more people coming on. We have some great guests coming up now. So they're heading this way. Come on through. Hello, hello, hello. They're coming in. See, we got people coming from all angles here. We're live on the pre-show here. Thank you guys for being here today. We want to thank you guys. Welcome. Come on, come on, come on through. You coming together? You coming one at a time. It's up to you all. You guys step on up. Hello, you guys coming to the team. You all look so lovely. Thank you guys for being here. If you could tell us your name, and if you could tell the people, look into that camera and tell them what brings you here today.
My name is Lori Atkins. What brings me here today is to celebrate a woman who has been such a strong, and I mean strong,
Yes.
figure in my life as a child in the SCLU back in the days of the militants.
Right.
Stephanie Rushin, at the time,
All right.
Stephanie Patrick,
Yes.
she taught us how to respect ourselves and how to be proud of who we are as young black girls. She taught us African dances.
Wow.
She just instilled so much that I don't think she realized it at the time. And I know that I didn't at the time until I got older. And I just would remember the things that Miss Patrick had taught us
Yes.
and showed us. And she's just a wonderful, beautiful, caring woman.
I love it. I love it. Her legacy lives on from teaching African dance to teaching confidence and teaching you all what it meant to be proud young women. That is a legacy and a story that must live on. We live in a society in a day and age where often we look at our young women and we think, have they lost their way? What's going on? And they need those who have continued from the legacy of Stephanie Patrick to continue to be impacting their lives and helping them and shedding that light. And I love today because today we get to give her flowers, right? And so often we have moments like this and they're not there anymore. And we're saying, I wish I would have said something. If you think about what she meant to you, and you know right now you have a chance to say to her, we know she's going to watch this back and enjoy this. What would you say to Miss Patrick about what she means to you?
I'm a refentress, and Miss Patrick mean the world to me. She hired me in Kansas City schools and to Allen Elementary.
That's
School.
awesome.
And she gave me an awesome experience. And I had some great times with her, even though one year she gave me the same student over.
Okay.
And I told her, I said, please don't
You got to
do
go
that.
back. You got to come back.
She said, please. I said, please don't do that. I just lost my father. She said, you're the only one who can handle it. So I really appreciate her. And she always said, treat these kids as if they're your own.
I love it.
So she gave me a solid foundation to even move on to other places and carry that same reward on. So I honor her, and I think she's very deserving of this school, a school in her name.
A school in her name? Isn't that a big deal?
Beautiful.
Wow. Right?
So if anybody deserves a school in her name, she deserves a school in her name. She also reminded me of the guy from Lean On Me with her stick. She walked me to the project with her stick.
What was it? Joe. Was it Joe Carter? Joe.
Yeah.
I was trying not to mix my movies up because he was Coach Carter and then he was Joe 8. Okay, you got to that was Samuel L. and Morgan Freeman. You don't want to mix those up. Morgan Freeman played, I believe it was Joe Carter, Lean On Me. If you guys remember that movie, late 80s, I think. That was a great movie. So yeah, she walked in there and she made that kind of impact. And often we see it in a movie and we don't know anybody who actually like that. But we knew somebody who actually walked. But what you saw in that movie, Lean On Me, if you've never seen it, check it out. What you saw was somebody who, they did things different, but they did it because they cared. They went to drastic measures because they had drastic circumstances. And she was in an inner city community that had gone through so much change from when she was a child, in the community to the violence, the gangs, all those years of so many things that picked up in that area. And she went after those kids and said, I'm going to love you, I'm going to discipline you, and I'm going to show you my love through my discipline, right? So tell the people your name and what brings you here. There's a reason people come here, and they say, I'm going to be here for Miss Patrick. Tell the people.
Good morning. My name is Michelle Martin-Jones, and one of the things that was inspiration for me as I see Miss Patrick entering now
Miss
is
Patrick.
that
She's
I
here.
actually
Love to see you here.
Yeah,
Yes.
I actually worked at Allen and Hartford under her as an educator. And also before that, seeing her as an African-American principal was something I had not experienced before while I was in high school and while I was going to school here. And so to have someone who was one of the first people to have that opportunity to be a role model as a principal and then to work under her in both of those, and then to also be a part of Leela Green, which she actually was one of our founders here in, the Martin Luther King event that we have every year. It is just marvelous.
Yes.
Why don't you step on in here, Miss
Miss
Patrick?
Patrick is coming through
we
the
over here
scene.
just giving
She's
her
sliding
flowers.
through. We're over here giving her flowers.
She
We'd
is
love
still
to
here,
hear
and
from
here
you,
she
Miss Patrick.
is, beautiful Miss Patrick.
Hello, Miss Patrick. Now we are here live
honor.
here on Facebook and YouTube, here at Lucas Live Media, here in collaboration with C-Town Radio. We are so excited to be here. We have the woman of the hour here today, and we're not going to keep her long. She's got a long day. I mean, she had a day yesterday. She's got a day today. There's a lot going on today. Miss Patrick, what does it mean to you to have a school named after you? What is that like?
I'm just elated. I'm just excited. I'm like they do when they're accepting the Academy Awards. It's so surreal.
Right.
I see why they say that.
Yes, yes.
It is. It's just outstanding. And, you know,
Yes.
I just love all my students and teachers and the folks in the community that wanted to make this happen.
Yes.
So it's just wonderful. I'm humbled. I'm honored. All of those things.
I love it. I love it. And to all those former students and to all those future educators, what message do you hope resonates from you? If people remember something, Miss Patrick believes this, and this is what I want you guys to carry on forever. What is it that you would tell them?
I believe that our kids are talented and beautiful, and they need someone that cares about them to make sure that they get a good education so they can do whatever they want to do in this world.
Yes, I love it. They're talented. They're beautiful. Let's make sure we all continue to share that legacy. As these wonderful ladies said, she taught them to treat the children like their own, right? When you're an educator, you're in a school system, it's easy to treat them like the children who are coming to you for a time and you're going to send them home. But when you treat them like your own, you think about them at night. You think about what you can do to improve. You think about how you can improve their life and how you can build a legacy like what Miss Patrick has done. Miss Patrick, thank you so much. I know you have a long day. Thank you for your time.
It's just been a wonderful weekend. It really has.
We look forward to it. We'd love to talk to you some more. We will be around here this weekend. You make sure you continue to stop by so we can continue to share your love with everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank
You guys, we had these wonderful ladies step up and we got to catch the woman of the hour. We don't want to keep her too long as she is, she has a lot going on. She has a lot to do. She's got a lot of people to talk to, a lot of hugs to give, a lot of hugs to get. There's a lot that she has that's going to happen. We have some more people coming up for interviews. Keep sharing your love. Keep sharing the hearts. Hit those hearts here on Facebook. Put your comments. Put your memories. We will go back and watch this through and share this with everyone. And I'm sure she'll go back and be able to see this. If there's something that she did that meant something to you, please, we're going to have you grab a mic here. Please, please, please share that in the comments. And make sure you share this broadcast wherever you're watching from.
Hello.
How are you?
Do I know you?
You probably do. I'm Lucas Tyndale, host of Lucas Live here at Lucas Live Media.
Okay.
And I'm a Canton City School, Canton person. I've been in Canton my whole life.
Did you go to Hartford at any
I did
time?
go to Hartford.
I
Your
was
name?
Pat Bird. I was a 7th grade language arts teacher at that time.
I went to Hartford for 8th grade. You see how we're having a real conversation live? You see, this is what you do. You meet people, you see people again. I was there. So you saw my handprint is on the wall at Hartford Middle School.
Excellent,
okay?
excellent.
And I was there in 1995.
Oh, well, that was way after I had gone.
That was way after you. Okay, so but I was.
But still, you
we
put
still
your
walk those
handprint-
halls, and my
That's
hands on.
it.
If your hand is on the wall at Hartford, throw some love in the comments. Everybody knows Hartford Middle School. So, tell us your name, and then tell us why did you say I need to be here today to show love to Miss Patrick?
Well, first of all, my name is Pat Kennard, and I am a Canton product.
Yes.
I left about 30 years ago to move to Akron to work at TV 23.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
I like media. I like TV.
And then, but I've known Steph for a very long time. I call her my gold card. I'm her road dog, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I'm
all
here
right.
because I'm the MC.
Oh,
but I
okay,
would have
all
been
right.
here anyway.
She gonna run things. We'll be in there. We're gonna have you. We're gonna be streaming that part as well. Make sure you guys are tuned in at noon because we're gonna be streaming that part as well. So yes.
But she's also my daughter's godmother.
Okay. So y'all are serious. Y'all go way back.
We go way back.
Okay.
And even though she doesn't have any biological children, I'm sure you're aware she has thousands.
She has
over
thousands
the years.
of children.
She has thousands.
Yes.
And my daughter is one of them.
Okay.
And we love her. I get to see the good parts, the good, the bad, the ugly.
The real. You get to see the real. And she was real to
She's
everybody,
real.
but you got to see the real.
She's real. She's my sister in spirit, and even though we're not biological sisters, we love each other, we respect each other, and she is a legend. You
she
don't
is
meet
a living legend.
A living
you
legend.
don't meet many of
you
those.
don't meet many of those.
Yes.
And those people who are coming and have offered their good wishes, kind wishes, and you
thank
having
you.
her on your
Yes.
program. She just has so much wisdom.
Yes.
And we used to say a few years ago, said, we're going to do a podcast.
Hey.
Between the two of us,
Listen,
we
you
have
guys
a
should
lot
do
to
it.
offer.
Hey, check out
Well,
C-Town Radio, ladies and gentlemen. It is possible. It's more podcasts coming soon.
Yeah.
Yes, so you guys should do
But
that.
thank you for giving me a few moments to express my love and appreciation.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure that Canton is aware
Yes.
of you said footprint, handprint
Yes.
that she has left on this city.
It's bigger than those. We left handprints on the wall of Hartford. She left a footprint, a hand footprint on the whole city.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed. And this is a wonderful testimony to her life and all her contributions. And thank you for letting me say, love you, buddy.
She loves you. She loves you. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. You come back and see me. See, she does TV. See, so she knew how to do it, how to go. We have some people coming up. Hello, hello. How are you? We met yesterday, didn't we?
We did.
Yes, I know you. You are related to
Yep.
Miss Stephanie Patrick.
Yes,
Tell the people
ma'am.
your name.
My name's Lydia Callahan, and Miss Patrick is my aunt.
Lydia Callahan
Yes,
and Miss
sir.
Patrick is your aunt.
Yep.
Okay, now you're family. Okay, we have a lot of people who came and said she's like family. Now she is family to you,
Yes, sir.
and she's raised a lot of kids. What was it like having her as your aunt?
Just like everybody else, what you see is what you get.
What you see is what you get. She treated every child like her own, so it was the
Amen.
same thing. Okay.
Yes. So
Yes.
she's always been tough on us, but from a place of love. I
Yes.
definitely wouldn't be who I am without her today. She had high expectations of everybody, but I'm appreciative. Absolutely.
I love it. She does have high expectations.
Mm-hmm.
And the cool thing about people in your life that have high expectations is they make you reach higher than maybe you would have reached without them.
Oh,
So how has your life been different because of her?
I learned from an early age that, we have to take advantage of the opportunities that are presented to us. So, from this big, she was throwing me into things. So
Okay.
now I just get to throw myself
Oh, now
into
you
them.
know. Now she taught you how to
So,
dive into the
yeah,
pool, so now you know
yeah.
how to do it.
So
Yes.
I'm not as reserved as probably I would have been. I didn't
Yes.
have that opportunity. So
Okay,
it wasn't a
so you got the
choice.
stage presence. See, she was taught how to handle these moments.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. It's definitely been a blessing. I mean, it's still mind-boggling to me that she has a whole school
A
named
school?
after me.
Isn't that incredible?
It's absolutely insane, right?
Yes.
My childhood was in in Allen Elementary, so to see her name on there, it's just like, it's unreal. But I'm definitely happy for her. She's earned every piece of this, and I'm just so thankful that people seen it through a pandemic.
Yes.
It's been insane,
Yes.
so it's a blessing for sure.
Great point. Great
Yeah.
point. So you were a student at Allen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you grew up in Allen, you understand that, now the legacy. So when you think of children and future generations, right, who are going to come through and see a name on a building, like we all did. You saw the name Allen on the building. I don't know if you knew who the Allen family was or who that was. I know I went to school. I went to Clarendon and Lehman, Hartford, McKinley. I didn't always know who these buildings represented. When those kids walk through those halls, what would you want them to know about the person in which they're standing in the building that is a living legacy and honor to her? What would you want them to know about her?
I just want them to know that she was a real person. She's still active. She retired.
She's substitute teaching,
Right.
and she's
So,
retired. Okay.
I just want them to really be open to learning the history and learning the name. That's not something that was really
So
encouraged.
good. That's a great
So,
point.
I want that to be, purposeful,
Yes.
and impactful so that her legacy will live on through future generations. It's really important.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much for your time.
Yeah,
Thank you for sharing in this
Yeah,
moment.
thank you.
And enjoy yourself today.
Thanks.
All
You
right.
too, thank
Thank you. Thank you. All right. We have our next person coming up. This man is, you're looking good. How are you, sir? How are you doing today?
All right, how are you?
Great. Tell the people your name and tell them why you're here to celebrate Miss Patrick today.
I'm Chantel Lodge. I am her oldest nephew out of her siblings. Just here to celebrate the foundation that she's not only set for me, but numerous educators and individuals that have come through her school, just her hands in general that she's touched. Yeah.
I love it. So you're family.
Oh, absolutely.
Family. Now, again, I was just talking to our last young lady, and she was saying she's always felt what others are feeling as far as expectations and setting that. When you think of her and you think of discipline, I think that's a word that resonates about her. What did she want people to get? Why was she this tough, loving, firm, but fair person? What do you think she was hoping to pull out of people?
Well, for me, it was different. Because for me, it's Miss Patrick to everybody. But for me, and to me, that's Aunt Steph.
Okay, I like that. All right.
Whether it was in the building or not. So my expectations from her were always greater than everybody else's.
Okay.
And that's just that going back to the foundation that was
Yes.
set not only for me, but was set for her by my grandparents, her parents. So
All right.
within our family, that's just what it is. The foundation, it just continues to build. Just like my cousin Lydia, that is 18 years younger than me. I was by myself for 18 years.
Were you? Okay.
Oh yeah, it was real.
He got all the discipline.
It was
he got
real.
all of it. Okay.
100% real.
Right.
So my sight and my vision is a little bit different than everybody else's, just because I am the
Sure.
oldest. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yep.
my expectations were different, and just here to like celebrate her. We could go on about all the problems in education, but for me today, this is about celebrating her and her legacy. Period.
I love it. I love it. When you say, and not to dig into the problems in education, but if you look at her as a light into what in some circumstances is a dark situation, because sometimes people are going through education and not getting where they hope to go, right? They're not getting out of it what they need to get out of it. When you think about her, if she could be duplicated across the country and schools could be modeled after what she did and what she taught, what do you think are some of the greatest lessons that they could take? What would they teach these students?
It's all about relationships. The relationships that are built, and you have to be genuine in building those relationships with kids and staff and teachers.
Yes.
And that's who she is. That's what she did. And that's why she had the success she had, not only with staff, but all the numerous people that came through, like I said, through her hands. It's about the relationships and being able to foster them and make them grow and, see their potential.
Yes.
And, not saying that it's not all easy.
It's not all easy, ladies and
There's some
gentlemen.
barriers and some hurdles, absolutely.
Absolutely.
But that's where that relationship piece and that foundation comes from. And, people continue to come back to her because of the foundation that she set
to this
for them.
day. Superintendents come to her
Absolutely.
for help and support and education still.
Absolutely.
She's educating the educators, and her legacy will live on forever. Thank you so much for being with us
my pleasure.
today. We look forward to hearing you celebrate and be out there today, and maybe you'll stop back by and we'll talk to you again.
All right. Thank you.
Right, thank you so much. Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're having a great time here. We get to talk to so many wonderful people. We're talking to family, sort of family, and everybody who feels like family, because she made everybody feel so welcome and so at home and so loved. We have another person coming on through. How you doing today? How you doing, my man? How you doing? Now listen, you and I just met the other day, actually, if you remember. We were at a basketball game supporting the youth over at the Martin Center.
Program, The Crown. That program was amazing.
Absolutely. Tell the people your name and tell them why you're personally here to celebrate Miss Patrick.
My name is Marcus Bentley, and actually, that's my aunt Steph, my cousin Auntie. And we had an opportunity to do an interview and kind of highlighted her impact in the community. So, and that's here just for support, man, and the influence that she has.
Yes. When you talk about influence, okay, I believe John Maxwell, one of the great leadership trainers of for the last 20, 40 years, said leadership is influence.
Yes.
When you think about the leadership that she's had in this community, what impact do you think she had on other educators?
So just imagine not only going to the school as a student,
right,
teaching, and then becoming an administrator, and then your name being on the building. I think the example for actually African-American women, you know, going into education, her sternness, her class, her Afrocentric values that she impressed upon a lot of our generation and its histories and histories of, youth that come through that area, man. You know, you're talking about the projects, man. You know, and,
you are several projects, several areas where kids were coming to her.
Yeah, man. And so that impact she still has on those individuals today, and it's amazing to see. She's a light. She's a beacon.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Listen. All right, now you can't just say that and leave that right there. He said she's a light, she's a beacon. You think of a beacon like a lighthouse, something that's shining light into the waters, shining light out into the night, shining light for those boats to find refuge and find their way home. Yes. When you think about children in our community trying to find their way back to something positive, to be able to look up and see a school named after someone who has such a great legacy, what do you hope that they take from it when they look and see that name? If you could stop every kid that walked by and looked up at that name, what would you say? But here's what you need to know about this woman. She's more than a name. What would you want them to know?
Possibility. The word possibility. I can see that name, and it's possible. It can happen. And no matter where you're from, no matter your condition, no matter what roadblocks are in your way, it's possible, and the resources that the Lord has for you are available. You just have to take hold.
I love it.
Yes,
I love
sir.
it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I
brother.
appreciate it. Good to see you
God
too,
bless
my
you,
man.
Yes, sir.
God bless you as
Yeah,
well. Thank you so much for your time.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. You can give the mic there. We thank you so much. Now listen, I'm not playing. I believe that we were made in God's image, and we have a legacy. We have something that we're all supposed to do. So as you guys see this and you guys hear this, I want you guys not to just think of someone you can celebrate. I want you to think about the life you've lived, and if your life is something that has made an impact. You may be asking yourself, who are you? I want you guys to think about these 5 questions. I want somebody write them down, because these are the 5 questions of life. And I think it's so important that we think about this. And today we're answering these questions for Miss Patrick, because she's already answered them in our mind. The 5 questions of life are: who am I? Who am I as a person? Who am I? You want to ask yourself that, because so many people are struggling going through. They're like, who am I? What is my legacy? And who am I? Not only who am I, but where am I from? Am I from a family of great people? Am I from a great creator? Where am I from? Then you want to ask yourself, why am I here? So many people ask themselves, why am I here? When they're down, when they're sad, when they're going through something, they're saying, why am I here? Miss Patrick lived every day knowing why she was here, why she walked those halls of that school, why she walked up and down that sidewalk and in that community and with those kids. She knew why she was here. Ask yourself every day why you're here. Then ask yourself, what can you do? What can you do? What are you capable of? What can you do to help one person? What can you do to help a friend? What can you do to help one of our youth in any community, wherever you're watching us from across the world? What can you do? And then ask yourself, where am I going? Where are you going in life? Where are you taking things? What is your destiny or destination? We're celebrating the life, legacy, and destiny of Stephanie Patrick today, and we have so many more people who want to come and share with us today. I want to welcome our next guest here today on the show. Thank you so much for being here. How are you today?
Oh, doing real well.
Wonderful. Can you tell the people your name?
My name's Chris Stone, and I know Stephanie. We were principals together at Hartford Middle School.
Awesome. Okay, so you were at Hartford. How many years were you at Hartford?
We were together for 5 years.
Okay, together at Hartford for 5 years. I was just telling somebody my handprint is on the wall at Hartford. That means something to us, even those who've been there many years ago, to put our handprint on the wall. Now, Stephanie, not only we got to put our handprint on the wall, she got to put her handprint, her footprint, her fingerprints on the entire city. When you think about the fingerprint of Stephanie Patrick, what do you think it is on the lives of the youth that came through her in her time as a teacher and as a principal?
Well, a lot of people don't realize that Stephanie was like one of your outstanding coaches.
Wow.
Because
I love that.
She was strict and she had a lot of structure, but our kids needed that.
Yes.
And at first the kids would be a little resentful, but Stephanie did that coaching piece because whenever she was strict and when she was getting somebody in line,
yes,
she made sure that those students knew that she was doing it to make them better,
yes,
and that she loved them.
Yes.
Then once those kids figured that out, then they responded appropriately, because then they were able to manage and be able to accept and understand that, hey, this person loves me. They're
yes,
telling me this because they want me to succeed.
Yes.
And I can't tell you how many kids that she has saved because of that.
Yes.
And these kids, that's why you see the response that you have at a reception like this.
Yes.
They're coming back because their story started with her. And her providing that structure and that understanding that they needed to know how to manage themselves and how to operate in life.
That is a powerful statement, talking about love, because a lot of times students are students, teachers are teachers, administrators are administrators. There's usually this divide between the students and the staff. We're not on the same level. And so a lot of students come into school angry. A lot of them come in hungry. A lot of them come in needing and wanting family and community, and they are longing for that. They're looking for that. And so often administrators and teachers across the country, across the world, make the mistake of keeping that divide and not bridging it with that love. To continue that thought you were saying about the way she loved students, what do you think it meant to the students to have someone who coached them and loved them so much?
Well, it's life-changing.
Yes.
That's the best way to put it.
Uh-huh.
And I used to even joke with Stephanie at work because I'd say, hey, Stephanie, now listen, you've got to put your wallet back.
Okay.
Because I say, you got to pay bills at the end of the month. You got to pay some bills.
Yes.
But the kids would, hey, Miss Patrick, can I borrow this? And she treated these kids like they were her own.
Right.
She loved them. She made sure that they had what they needed. And she'd say, Chris, that's why I'm here. These are my kids.
I love it. They are my kids. That is the life and legacy of Miss Stephanie Rushin Patrick. Thank you so much for being here with you today. We appreciate you sharing in this special moment. Thank you so much. You can take the mic right over there. We are continuing on. We have some very special people coming up here now. Everyone's saying so many of the same things about her love, her leadership, her life, her legacy. Again, I want you guys to think about, what are we doing? How can we carry on something so great? Somebody out there is inspired today by watching this. Some young person wants to go into education because of this. Somebody's in education and they want to keep going. You don't want to give up, and you want to continue to make an impact on the lives of those young people. So we're so excited about that. We have some wonderful guests coming up. I'll take one at a time. All right, come on down. Come on now. You can take your mask down if you feel comfortable. Yes, please do. Here's a microphone here for you. This is someone who I have so much honor and respect for. This is someone who, for me, when I think of Miss Patrick, I never saw another educator similar to her other than you personally. Wow. I saw you walking.
That says a lot.
I saw you walking the streets of Canton, walking children home. I said, I never saw another principal walk that far from the school building. It was Lathrop at the time, I remember. And I'd see him just walking. I'm like, is he going to take him all the way home? What's he going to do? Right. This is Dr. Sandy Womack. Hey. Tell us today what it means to be here in celebration of Stephanie Patrick.
Well, it's just a very positive vibe. I'm just glad to see that Mrs. Patrick is getting the recognition that she so deserves. Mrs. Patrick was a pioneer. I know when I was going to places like the National Alliance of Black School Educators functions, people recognized Mrs. Patrick like she was a national hero.
Wow.
We would sit down at the table with Dr. Barbara Sizemore, and Dr. Sizemore was like one of the first black female superintendents in the United States, and she was the superintendent of the D.C. public schools. But she recognized Stephanie, she mentored her, she helped her with the Alliance of Black School Educators and what we were doing here. And I'm just glad to see Canton recognize her because, she done took a lot for a lot of people, man. She stood up, stood out, and, at a time with being pro-people and pro-kids, and especially pro-black, wasn't always positive.
Yes.
But her halls and her walls were always full of them, people that our kids could look up to. She learned how to work across the aisle and strategize with a lot of different people because you couldn't make those moves if you didn't know how to get along with all people.
Absolutely.
But she never changed who she was. And anytime somebody is authentic and 110% themselves, you got to recognize it. So I'm humbled, I'm pleased, and I'm glad to have her as a mentor because she definitely helped me out. I was walking them streets so all them kids wouldn't be going to Allen. Like, y'all come on the lake.
Y'all come down to my school.
Yeah,
if y'all get down there, she going to keep you.
I'll walk with you. Yeah,
I
they
love
get
you.
around the corner.
They get around the corner. She got him. Once they got him, and the parents is gone, the kids is gone. They over there with her.
Right.
I love it. What would you say are some of the greatest things you've learned from her? You're a person to me who has so much wisdom, and I'm assuming there were people who came along, like Miss Patrick, like you're saying, who gave you some of this wisdom. It didn't just come out of nowhere. You paid attention to what others were doing. If you gave people 2 or 3 things that she really taught you that impacted you as an educator?
That's a good question, man. I would say number one is be 110% authentically yourself.
Yes.
Don't change, don't mend, don't bold. Be who you are because that's who God made you, and take full advantage of that because those are the gifts that He gives you. So don't mend, don't bold, don't shake. I mean, it's always good to get better, but be 110% authentically yourself. Number 2, I would say is be proud of your people. Period, point blank. It's people that's pro-Hispanic, pro-German, pro-French. Be proud and be pro your people because somebody got to do it. Yes. And I would say the last thing she taught me was tenacity. Just keep at this. Continue to get as much education as possible and make a difference with these kids because if you can reach kids, then you can change the future.
Yes.
And so that's what she really taught me. Get the babies because if you get the babies, if you get the kids early, then you don't have to worry about them later. And I would say those are the things off the top of my head that, be yourself, reach these kids and be pro your people. Because there's a lot of people that's working against us, but she was always working for us. So I would say that's it, man.
I love it. And Dr. Womack, one last question. You've written a book or 2, and you've done some things that people can get access to that would help them if they need something tangible to say. They're an educator out there, and they're saying, how do I work with inner city kids? How do I do this thing? What are some of the resources that you have available that people could tap into that might help them?
I wrote a book called Creating Successful Urban Schools, the Urban Educators Month by Month Guide to School Improvement. I would say that would be a good start because it gives you some of the things that we did about exposure and experiences. It talks about Hartford, but it's a lot of the lessons learned from Mrs. Patrick in regards to making sure that your halls, your walls, everything in your building is reflective of the students that you serve. Wrote another book called Even the Best of Plans Go Astray, but it talks about the experience of a youth growing up here in Canton. And then I say they could also reach out to me. I have a website called urbanschooleducation.com.
Yes.
And to reach out, urbanschooleducation.com, and contact us. And my wife and I, we do everything we can in order to try to provide access and information and strategy, because it takes strategy to make this happen.
I love it.
And so thank you, man, for
Absolutely,
giving me some time.
of
You're
course.
looking marvelous, man.
Thank you. You too. Thank you so much.
What
I'm
you
having a
doing? You
good
bitching
time.
About 315
I can get 3. I can get 3, 350. I can do it. I can do it. I don't mess around. Now, it's okay. You get to the powerhouse, they get you right. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Womack. I appreciate it. You can take that right over there. Dr. Womack, a phenomenal guy. Somebody who has influenced me. He influenced me when he didn't know he was influencing me. I was watching him walk those kids up and down those hallways and watching him walk those kids up and down those streets. When I was working with kids in the community, I still have a huge heart for our youth, and I'm so glad to be here today. We have some very, very special people here in the city. We have our mayor and his lovely wife coming on down. Come on down. How are you today? Yes, you guys can. Hello. How are you? Nice to meet you as well. I got to meet your wonderful husband, our mayor, yesterday. Yes, it was a pleasure. And you know what? What was exciting was I've lived in Canton my whole life. I now live in North Canton, but I grew up in Canton and lived there my whole life.
I'm sorry. What did you say? That
We're going to scratch that. We're going to scratch that out. We're going to come back. We're heading back. Here we are. We're back in the city, and we love our city. And I still work with Ken McKinley and so many others here in the city.
Yes.
I had never in my life had a mayor walk up to me.
Go Bulldogs.
Go Bulldogs. I'm a Bulldog for life, and they know it, and my kids know it, and everybody knows it. I'm a Bulldog for life, a proud graduate. Canton McKinley, proud graduate. So I'm a Bulldog.
I'm a Canton City public school kid, but Canton Lehman High School, which is now long gone and so forth.
Okay, yes.
Lehman owns, for everybody, the first.
Hold that mic up so they can hear you.
The first state championship in city of Canton history in
Lehman High School.
I believe 71.
That's amazing.
And so forth,
a lot of people don't
McKinley
know that.
then did great after that, and McKinley, of course, had incredible basketball teams and so forth.
Yes, they have many
It was
years.
actually the first city school team to actually win a state championship.
That's
so,
incredible.
Other than that, they were a doormat for football and anything and everything.
For
else,
some
pretty
time,
much,
things
but
had to
it's okay.
change. It's okay. We had your day. It worked out. It worked out eventually. It's so cool to have you here, and I've only heard amazing things about you. I heard that you are the kind of person who would just walk up to someone like me and say hello. We had never met. We were at the same event yesterday. You were heading out, and you stopped, and you came over to me and said hello. A lot of times people do things in public service to get in a position. But when you get in a position, it's really about how you continue to treat the people of your community. And I continue to hear great things about you. What is it that makes you want to continue to reach out and know and love your community?
I am, as I said, I went to public schools in Canton. I was born in Canton, and at this point, I intend to pass away in Canton.
Okay.
maybe not immediately.
Not soon.
Not
soon. But
not immediately. But no, this is our city, and hey, we've seen our kids grow up, and we're seeing our grandkids grow up. So really, I'm at the point now where our grandkids are now in college, and so I can devote more time.
I love it.
I take the job. The political title is the political title that you get, but you better show up and do the work.
You better show up and do the work.
And it doesn't get done.
Absolutely.
So we want to get the job done, and the job is to do the best we can for everybody that lives in this wonderful city.
I love it. I love it. And
this is my wife, Bibi.
Your wife, Bibi,
Hello.
your lovely wife here. You guys are here today. He wants him to see. He wants you guys to see how lovely she is here today. We're so excited to have them here. You guys are here to celebrate Miss Stephanie Patrick.
Absolutely.
What does that mean when you think about what she's done?
Stephanie Patrick, I got to know through Tom.
Yes.
And also the Lila Green Foundation. Our daughter is in education.
Awesome.
Who adores Stephanie, and I've come to adore her also.
Yes.
She is the real deal.
She is.
She really is, and I admire her so much.
Yes.
And yesterday I got to speak at the ribbon cutting.
Yes.
Of course, 37 years as an educator, but 21 years as a principal at Allen School, so how befitting is that?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, that they should rename Allen School after her, and I think it's just, you know, so deserving, so very, very deserving. And of course, Stephanie is still, I mean, I think she retired officially from city schools
Like
in 2008.
2008?
She's
Yes.
still teaching, and she's still a substitute teacher at Canton City Schools. I mean, she participated. We had a summer work program with students last year, where we also had them in the classroom, and she was, you know, leading that thing for us.
Right.
She is just right in there.
Well, Stephanie cares.
She never
I mean,
stops.
She never stops, and she really cares about the youth in this city, and I admire her so much for that.
And
It
we love
makes
her
a big difference.
No-nonstyle, you know, no-nonsense.
No
style.
nonsense.
no
She doesn't
nonsense.
play around.
Yeah.
Myra Watkins yesterday in her story
That
about
was
her coming
amazing.
to her, that was so funny. That
Yes.
was amazing.
I
and
have
funny,
to
though,
get
huh?
my
Right to the
Watkins
point.
over here. Yes. That was a great story. She talked about the fact that she was such a disciplinarian, and we've talked about that again today. And I believe discipline is love, right?
Absolutely.
The right way.
If you don't care,
Set the path.
right, when you discipline people the right way, it's because you care about them. If you don't care, you let them go and do wrong, and you later judge them, or you may sit on a jury and have to judge them.
Yeah,
but when you love them, you try to stop them from going down.
Set them on the right path.
You set them on the right path and hope that they don't go down the wrong path. So when your hope, if you as the mayor of this city, what would your hope be for all the educators who are continuing to do the work? What would you hope that they would get from a Stephanie Patrick? If you could multiply her across the district, what would you hope that they get?
Exactly what you just pointed out, and I think that's what she represents. And she was a principal in charge. You know, no nonsense, a mentor.
Yes.
And you can be a mentor and still no nonsense.
Yes, you can.
You know.
Yep.
You
Firm
know,
but fair.
There's, you know, firm love and strong love. And
Yes.
there's, you know, easy love and lazy love
Yes.
too. And I like the kind that she provided.
Yes.
And so forth, and she continues to be that way to this very day.
She does.
But again, those words from Myra Watkins were just classics.
They were.
Just a perfect story about her and so forth. But
she is.
and you know, again, our daughter's an educator, and she started as a first grade teacher over at Belton, and she's worked through a bunch of wonderful.
That's
wonderful
awesome.
Teachers. So has a wonderful relationship, as do all the teachers. So I said, Stephanie's not been only mentors to black educators.
Yes.
She's been a tremendous mentor for them.
I think that's so important.
Leela Green.
Yes.
But she's been mentors to all
All
educators,
races,
and
all
anybody that
educators,
has
all ethnicities. She's meant something to
it's
so
an
many.
honor, and it means something to work for her.
I love
For
it.
sure.
I love it. Well, thank you both.
And you can tell how much she is loved by the attendants this weekend. It's incredible.
People are pouring in. We're going to have a special event today. Thank you both so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And thank you for your service to our city.
And good job.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Thank you guys so much. You can sit those right over there or take those to our next guest coming up. The wonderful mayor of Canton, the city of Canton, and his beautiful wife here today. What an honor to get to talk to them. We're going to get them back here on Lucas Live and talk to them some more in the future. And we have someone else coming up who wants to share their love for Miss Patrick. Come on over. How are you today?
Fine. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Can you tell the people your name?
I'm Marion Compton, and I'm Stephanie's cousin.
All right, Marion Compton, Stephanie's
I'm
cousin.
family.
She is family, here today. Real family. Somebody that loves her and knows her as family.
Right.
What does it mean to see her being celebrated by so many?
Oh, I feel great about it. I was a teacher's aide back years ago with Stephanie when she was a principal.
Okay.
And so we go way back. And so Stephanie is Stephanie. You know, she says what she has to say and does what she got to do, and that's it.
I love it. She says what she has to say. She does what
you gotta
you
do.
do what you
and
got to
that's it.
do, right?
And most people say, "Okay, Stephanie."
They say, "Okay, Stephanie said." Miss Patrick said, "Do it." She
Right.
had adults walking in straight lines, right?
Right,
She had people
right,
straightening up. So
Right.
when you think about the fact that you're going to drive past the school with your cousin's name on it, what kind of pride, what kind of honor is that? How does that feel for you?
That feels great. It's great. You know, I'm glad to see that, you know, one of my family members, a couple of them actually have school, but, you know, I'm glad to see Stephanie's name
A couple
up on
of
the
her
school.
family members have
Yeah,
schools.
a couple
All right.
of you have them.
All right.
And so I'm very proud of her. Very much proud of her.
I love it. I love it.
She's always loved kids. She's always went to bat for kids. She was always very wise and very supportive of community stuff as well. But she definitely loved and took care of the kids.
Yes.
So I thank her for that. And I just want to say, Stephanie, thanks for making our family look good.
I love it. All right. Thank you so much. She's sharing the love for the family. We're so excited. I see some other people standing here coming up. I was going to pull up my comments. I got to straighten myself up here. I got to make sure I got myself together. I'm over here having such a great time. I wanted to see what other people were saying. I haven't had a chance to tap into Facebook or see what else is going on. Oh, there's some Fred Campbell, my man. How you doing? I'm seeing comments coming up now. I'm going to go ahead and also share this broadcast. See, I could do that. Also, see, these things are possible. Let me go ahead and share this, make sure I do that as well. Mr. Jones, Toriano, glad you're here. Thank you. I remember you taught at Hartford. I remember also you were at Allen, I believe, also when Miss Patrick was there. Hello, my wonderful aunt, Gloria Sanders. Pat was friends with your mom. Yes, absolutely. Stephanie, congratulations. Thank you. My Aunt Gloria was reminding me of our family tie. I see people saying hi. I got to wave and say hi. We're live. But reminding me of our family tie to Miss Patrick, and that my grandfather and her father were cousins, I believe. Yes. So I have a tie to her as well. I'm so excited and so proud and so honored. We have some other people coming up here to join us here on the show. How are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Can you tell the people your name and what brings you here today?
I am Andrea Ramsey. I am the coordinator for equity and inclusion for the Canton City School District, and I was able to follow in the footsteps of Miss Patrick. I was a principal at Allen School for a period of 3 years, and she allowed me to do my principal internship under her, and she's also my cousin. So we are very proud of her. We are excited. And every time you go by that school, you're going to see her name on it because she labored for 25 long years in that building. And her name deserves to be on that building. And so I want to thank the Canton City School District and the Board of Education and the Lead the Green Educators, of which I am a member, for pushing this project forward because it's very important.
Yes.
And I'm just really excited.
Yes.
And I'm touched. I'm moved as well.
I love it.
Thank you.
You're a relative of hers.
I am.
You also got to teach. I mean, you got to do your principal.
I did.
Ship under her and learn from her.
Me. She's a mentor. She's been a mentor to many. Yes. And it's just very touching to see that this is happening.
When you think about it, is this something you ever thought would happen? I mean, when you were in the building with her, could you ever imagine her name being on the building?
Not really, but I'm excited. And then I also want to say, if you ever go in the building, there are some pictures of famous African Americans that she really put into the building to make sure that our children know their culture and that they see their culture. And so I'm excited about that too. So thank you for doing this.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
It's an honor and a pleasure. If you could say one thing to her, we hope she's going to watch this back.
Oh, okay.
What would you say to her?
Stephanie, thank you. We love you for everything that you have done, how you have taught us and mentored us and encouraged us and told us the things that we needed to know to be successful. Yes. And we bless you and we love you.
I love it. Thank you so much.
You.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, we're going to have, I believe, one more person come on down, and we're going to jump to the show. We're going to get ready for my producers here saying, wow, it's been an hour. I had no idea. This is a friend of mine. This is somebody I've been trying to get on Lucas Live for a long time. Now, I'm not going to make him say, are you singing today?
I am.
He's singing today. My good friend, Brandon Donovan.
Hello.
He's an amazing singer. We went to Hartford together.
We did, yeah.
He's an amazing singer. Now, did you go to McKinley? Yes. Now, did you go to Allen?
I went to Allen, and my Aunt Gloria taught at Allen.
Yes.
My Aunt Gloria is one of Aunt Stephanie. I call her Aunt Stephanie.
Yeah, okay.
She's one of her best friends, and, of course, she couldn't be here today due to health.
Yes.
So not only am I singing, but I'm here on her behalf.
I love
because they went to Allen School together as students.
Yes.
And then they went back as colleagues.
Wow.
And Stephanie then became the principal at Allen, then went on to Hartford, and, of course, pulled Aunt Gloria to Hartford with her until she retired. So they are lifelong best friends.
Yes.
And it's such an honor to be here to be able to celebrate this accomplishment because she definitely deserves it.
I love it. She absolutely does. And what you bring to the table, I am a fan. I've been messing with him for a long time. I remember hearing him at Hartford. I was like, is this real? Like, is this guy really here? I've heard him sing at weddings, and we always turn around and we always are looking back, trying to think if Luther here? Is Luther's back? Luther's back because he can sing so well. Today you're going to be singing in honor of her. What does it mean to you to be able to bring your gift and give it as a gift to her?
Well, ironically, her and my Aunt Gloria were the biggest pushers of my gift when I was little.
Is that right?
They used to trick me into going places. Like, they would say, come on, you want to go with us to this program? We go and sit in the program, and you know how you browse the program?
Yes.
and I look down the program and I see Brandon.
You see your name on there.
Oh, I'm singing here.
Oh, okay.
So
okay. Glad I
they've
came.
always encouraged me to utilize my gift. And today I'm not singing Luther. I'm actually singing Donny Hathaway.
Okay, all right.
A song for you. So
I love it.
It's again a tribute to her because she has always been an advocate, not just for me, you know, but for all of the gifted individuals in Canton, Ohio.
I love it. Thank you so much. This is my friend, Brandon Donovan. I'm so glad he's here today. We are of the same generation. We're going to wrap this up because we're about to go in live into the actual luncheon, into the actual celebration. So we hope you guys join us in there. Thank you so much, Brandon.
You're very welcome.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much, my man.
All right, good
Appreciate
seeing you.
it. See you so much. Yo, it's time to start singing. Now, if he don't get in there fast, I'm going to go in there and have to take his place. And it's just not going to be right. All right, we're going to now, I think we're going to cut over to the in the room in just a second here. So you guys stay tuned right here. Thank you again for tuning into this Lucas Live Media special broadcast. We want to thank you. Make sure you guys check us out and C-Town Radio. We're so glad to be connected with you guys today. Check us out here again. We'll be right back with you guys.
So sounds. I cannot hear. I can't hear anything. Broadcast. Oh, I don't hear anything.
As you guys see the live feed from the room, we're gonna get tuned back into that in just a minute. We had another special guest here who we wanted to talk to. The lovely Miss Bixby, how are you today?
I am well. How are you?
I'm wonderful, and I want to shout out your husband because he's done so much to help all this together from a media production standpoint. And we had a good time at the prom.
Oh, you guys did a wonderful job.
We had
It was
so much
amazing.
fun. Thank you.
And I looked at it and I thought,
It was special. It was beautiful, and it was a lot of fun. So today for you, what does it mean to you to celebrate Miss Patrick?
it's such an honor. Miss Patrick has paved the way for so many. First of all, I'll say women. Being a woman educator, for her, she led the way for so many women. I'm so honored to be here. I much needed.
Yes.
Is awesome. I'm just very happy for her, and I'm sure this was a highlight of our community.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm honored to be here, and I want to wish her the best. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody in this room is happy, but go Miss Patrick.
Go Miss Patrick. All right. And if you again one time like look her in the eyes, if you could look right there in that camera lens, and if you could say one thing to her about what she means to you, what would you say?
Miss Patrick, you are amazing, and I just want to say congratulations and thank you so much for uplifting this community. And again, congratulations.
Congratulations. We thank you so much. Thank you so much. You can take that right over there to Amanda. Thank you, Miss Bigsby. We thank her for being here. And shout out to her husband, Mark, for everything he's done again. And shout out to Seatown Radio. And I want to thank them for the opportunities. And I also want to tell you guys about a special opportunity. Make sure you guys follow me, Lucas Tyndale and Lucas Live Media. I have something special that I'm doing with a company called Success Epitomized for people who are looking for some opportunities for education. Maybe you are out of school and you haven't been in school in a while. Maybe you have a high school graduate who's wondering what they should do next. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about Epitomize University. We have a great opportunity coming up starting very soon at a very affordable price. So please reach out to me if you want more information, and watch my stories and watch my page, because I'll be sharing more information about that. I want to thank you guys so much. Education means so much, and that's what we're all about today. We're going to take it back to our live feed, live in the room, for the special presentation today.
Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, we can do better than that. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Oh, excuse me. Thank you very much. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good to see everybody here. Well, it's something about a reunion, isn't it? Yeah, so it's so wonderful that all of you were able to come out today and honor this wonderful woman that we're going to be celebrating today. So I know that we have talked to people we hadn't seen in a while. You really want to talk to Stephanie, get a piece of her, get a picture with her. And so we really hated to break up this great reunion today. But after our program is over, you can go free to resume and talk and share with her and take as many pictures as you would like. So we want to be mindful of your time. Know that this is a special weekend because we're also going to be celebrating some mothers, right? It's Mother's Day, so let's do it up for mothers. All the mothers in here. Make sure that we're celebrating and giving honor to our mothers and mother figures in our family. So again, I want to welcome all of you here to our second day of celebration. Stephanie gets 2 days of celebration, right? So again, we're very thankful that you all came out, and we are looking forward to having a wonderful afternoon. So we're going to call Brandon Duncan. Anthem. You will find that in your program booklet. And if you can have everybody standing, please. Bring with the harmony of mercy, and our rejoicing rise high as the listening side. Let it ring out loud as the road. Sing, sing a song for the day that the dark has taught us. Sing a song for the hope that the present brought. Facing the rising sun. Let us march on till victory is won. Second verse. Surely the road we trod, clear the shadow, felt in the day when hope unfold, and now in the steady beam, and now we come to the place for which our Father died. We have come over the way to see Father. We have come treading the path of the now from the till now we stand like we God of our weakness, God of our silent tears, thou who hast brought us our own way, thou who hast by thy might led us into the light. Keep us forever in the land, we pray. Bless our feet, straight from the places our mountains will be heavy. Bless our hearts, joy in the light of the road we forget. Shadowing me, God, may we forever stay true to our God, true to our name. Thank you, Randy Duncan. And if you would still please remain standing, you'll remain standing. The woman of the afternoon, the early morning and afternoon, we want to bring in the person who we're celebrating this late morning, afternoon, the lady who has just had a school building named after her, the Stephanie Rushin Patrick. Let's give it up for Stephanie Rushin Patrick. You may take your seat. I want to thank Mr. Lionel Bush. Mr. Lionel Bush is one of the administrators at Lane Elementary School, where Mrs. Patrick has her, let me see, second, third, her other career. And one of the things that Mr. Bush does daily, well, maybe not daily, but on occasion, is he escorts Mrs. Patrick to her car at the end of the school day. So we thought it appropriate that he would bring her in today. So thank you. And I also need to apologize because I did not follow our African heritage, and Ms. Patrick's going to get me because, you know, she demands perfection. Everything has to be right. So I did not ask our elders, the elders in the building, if we could have permission to even begin this program. So I want to apologize to that, and I know I need to apologize to Mother Simon because we know that Mother Simon is the eldest in our auditorium right now. This Mother Simon just celebrated a birthday in January, and she is the bright young age of 90 years old. And she celebrated her 90th birthday in Leslie. She is also a charter member of the New Green Alliance of Black School Educators. So, Mother Simon, do we have permission to begin? Thank you very much. So I would like to call Legal Green members up with me, please. Legal Green members. Past and present. I'd like to call Eric Resnick up as well. And also I need to call up Mr. Harold Booker. Okay, so the mere fact that we're here celebrating this isn't happenstance. It was purposeful in what we were doing. So I guess about 2018, we were in the planning stages of planning for our 45th anniversary. Our co-founder and our charter members began this great organization back then, 45 years ago, and we wanted to celebrate that. And so on the discussion, we were thinking, how can we, she received every key to almost everything. Multiple certificates, she has trophies, she has proclamations, she has so many awards that have been given and granted her. So what would be appropriate? And so the thought was, let's give her a building. Let's give her a building. Let's give her a building. And no other building would be appropriate than the building that she went to school with as a young child. She walked to school. She said that she was going to be the principal. How many times have we heard they should make a building after me? She said that. And so let's give her a building. But then it's like, well, how do you go about that? So we went to a board member, Mr. Eric Resnick, and we asked Mr. what he wanted to do. Well, what's the process? How do you even go about renaming the school? And so, he gave us advice, what to do, talked about how to revise code. He gave us a nice history lesson at schools and Kansas City schools, but he was very helpful with that. So that gave us some information where we can start with. And then we went on and we had our previous superintendent, Jeff Graham, and we shared with him what we wanted to do and what information we had, and is there. He pretty much said the same thing that Aaron said, it's just an ask. It's just an ask. So we started preparing, getting our ground people together, trying to get people to get letters together, get people lined up to come to board meetings so that they could speak. And in March, we were off. We went to a board meeting in March. I was able to give a talk, I want to say a speech, when I was able to share what we wanted to take place and why this building should be renamed after Ms. Patrick. Because also, when you think of Allen, she's synonymous with Patrick Elementary. When you think of Allen, you think of Miss Patrick, right? If you look in the dictionary and see Allen School, you're going to see her picture right there. So whenever you hear about Allen, remember, if you're reading about it, you're going to automatically think of Stephanie Rushin Patrick, automatically as her school. And so we also had the first organization, well, we had two. We had First Church, the building that's right across from the old Allen School. And we also had that came up, they were the first ones to speak. Their pastor was ill, but he sent a representative. He thought it was so important. He sent someone to speak on his behalf because he felt that this had to take place. We also had Mr. Dipp from ABCD, who right away, I asked him about it. He put something together and he sent it to me. He wasn't able to come, but I was able to share his words at that board meeting. So every month, we had people coming, we had individuals sending letters, they sent emails, we just went on and on. And finally, in July, something happened. Something wonderful happened. And that wonderful thing that happened was written by Eric Resnick. And we're going to have a former, I want to say, but a person, Mr. Hero, right here, who worked with Ms. Patrick when she became principal after Ms. Foster. She was the first principal after Ms. Foster. He was there. He was in the building with her. So we thought it appropriate that he would read that special thing that happened at the board meeting, July 13th.
I have to say this as a minister of the gospel. I'm going to say praise the Lord. I don't know about you, but God is good. And this young lady right here, she has been blessed. And because of that, she's blessed many of us. Amen? Amen. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not in church. Come on. That's right. So I'm here to read the resolution. Changing the name of Ira M. Allen Elementary School to Stephanie Rushin Patrick Elementary School. Whereas the Board of Education is responsible for the naming and renaming of all board-owned facilities. And whereas if the facility is named for an individual, that individual must have made an outstanding contribution to the community, county, state, or nation. Amen. That's it. All right. Whereas the Leela Green Alliance of Black School Educators has approached the Canton City School District Board of Education with this proposal to honor Stephanie Rushin Patrick. And whereas Stephanie Rushin Patrick attended Allen Elementary School, then graduated from the Canton McKinley High School in 1965. Whereas Stephanie Rushin Patrick graduated from Central State University in 1969 with a degree in elementary education, then earned a master's degree in counseling from Kent State University in 1974. I was just graduating from high school. Oh, I'm sorry. Whereas Stephanie Rushin Patrick began her career as an educator teaching language arts at Hartford Junior High. She also served as a guidance counselor at Hartford and McKinley High School. And whereas, according to her sister, Renee Rushin, as a child attending Allen Elementary School, Stephanie Rushin Patrick always said she would be the principal of the school where she grew up. And whereas, that's it. You better come on now. Whereas, in 1980, Stephanie Rushin Patrick became the principal of Lathrop School, then Allen Elementary School, and served in that position until 2004. when she was named principal of Hartford Junior School, where she served until her official retirement in 2008. We know that's not really true, not retirement, right? And whereas during that tenure, Stephanie Rushin Patrick rose through the ranks of the education community, not only as a leader among Black educators, which she was, but also as a distinguished administrator in her own right, recognizing and growing talented educators who have left their mark on the Canton City School District and far beyond. Whereas Stephanie Rushin Patrick was a program officer working on school desegregation, equity, and professional development and educators around the state of Ohio for Kent State University. And whereas Stephanie Rushin Patrick has been an active leader and center of influence in the broader community of Canton and Stark County. And whereas Stephanie Rushin Patrick is the co-founder and long-serving president of the League of Green Alliance of Black School Educators and was an officer in the Ohio Alliance of Black School Educators and the National Alliance of Black School Educators. And whereas Stephanie Rushin Patrick has been the chairperson of the Canton Martin Luther King Jr. Community Celebration since 1969, which remains the oldest continuous Martin Luther King event in the state of Ohio. And made space for the Martin Luther King Jr. Commission, on which she also served. And whereas Stephanie Rushin Patrick is the chairperson of the OJ's Scholarship and chairs its selection committee. And whereas Stephanie Rushin Patrick is on the governing board of the Community Treatment and Correction Center. And whereas Stephanie Rushin Patrick was included into the Stark County Women's Education Hall of Fame in 2003. Stephanie Rushin Patrick was honored by ABCD Incorporated with the prestigious Helping Hand Award in 1992 and the Martha Lockman Award from Coming Together Stark County in 2018. And Stephanie Rushin Patrick received the Ohio State Educators Award from Congressman John Cherry, in 2008, and Ohio Humanitarian Award from Governor George Voinovich in 1993. And whereas Stephanie Rushin Patrick is a deaconess, come on now, now we get it, at Grace Fellowship Church in Canton, Ohio. And whereas Stephanie Rushin Patrick, even in retirement, continues to mentor Canton City School District administrators and substitute for principals and teachers, thereby continuing to positively impact students who are the children and grandchildren of those which she started her career. Hallelujah. Whereas the contributions of Stephanie Rushin Patrick to the Canton City School District, the broader community, and beyond are outstanding, far-reaching, and unique. And whereas the opportunity to honor a lifelong excellence, dedication, and commitment to education and the civic health of our community of this magnitude is rare and meritorious. Therefore, all right, here we go. I said all that to say. Therefore, oh, I gotta get it. Come on. Therefore, there you go. Therefore, be it resolved that the Canton City School District Board of Education hereby approve the renaming of Ira M. Allen Elementary School to Stephanie Rushin Patrick Elementary School on this date, July 13, 2020.
And with that being said, there was a unanimous vote. Every single board member voted to have that resolution, to have what Eric Resnick penned, and we thank Eric for that. What he read before the public at that meeting was approved unanimously, so we want to thank Eric for that. We thank the board for approving that. We thank and thank you for being here to celebrate this wonderful moment. So it's time to eat now, y'all. You know, here I go again.
Yep.
I'm just so overjoyed and elated with everything. How do I know that Mother Simon's going to come and she's going to tap me in a minute? Because how can we eat without having drinks?
Can you see where it says mute? No, once you click just mute, it'll work.
We have Bishop Parker here to offer our invitation for
Sorry, I put it on preview. That was my fault. I switched it to Yep. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We want to thank you guys again for being here with us. We are going to take a break here for lunch. So the next 30, 45 minutes, we'll be back on. Make sure you have your notifications on here, Lucas Live Media, so you guys can be tuned in to see the rest of the presentation, to hear from Ms. Patrick herself, and to hear from so many others who are going to present here today. We thank you guys for tuning in. Again, this is a special presentation by Lucas Live Media, Dukes Multimedia, and C-Town Radio. Make sure you guys follow and like the page, follow and subscribe on YouTube and Facebook, and we'll see you guys here in just a little while. We'll see you a little bit later. Have a great day.